Hey everybody, this is Sifu Z,
Johan.
and you're listening to Wing Chun Talk, episode 17, I think.
Yes.
Sweet 17.
Sweet 17.
So, without further ado, you know our previous episode. Well, we officially it would be called we got a drop call.
Yeah.
Which meant our broadcast was dropped. And so then we got back on, continued the episode, but forgot to record. So we're going to try to be successful today. And let's try it again. Okay, so we're going to start off with a good old session of other people's Wing Chun. As long as we don't get dislocated. Okay. Now, I want to be brave and just double check over here. Hopefully that doesn't do anything. Okay. You're presenting to everyone. It insists. Now, yesterday's episode, what got cut out was Wing Chun versus Muay Thai.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheers.
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 Seafood.
Of course, they can't really see that all that well because we're a tiny window. And let me just double check, make sure I'm getting good audio here, or giving good audio, I think would be the proper way to say it. All right. Yesterday's video that got cut off, a portion of Wing Chun Talk that got cut off, was a very, it's very common is Wing Chun versus Muay Thai, which is an interesting pairing, really, because they're both stand-up arts. Well, quote unquote.
Right. Usually that's the way Wing Chun is presented in this video.
Wing Chun, yeah, right. But Wing Chun is more and more being revealed for its China, also known as its grappling potential. But we're not going to go too heavily into that concept right now. What we are going to do is look at, dang it, we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
What's worth doing once is worth doing twice or some. I don't know. We couldn't find the actual video. It was two young guys.
Yeah, it took place in the ring.
Did it?
With gloves, yeah, boxing ring.
I thought it was outside. I thought the ring was in the background, but in any case, neither fighter, I don't think, were a great example of the art. No, it wasn't a Muay Thai. It was a kickboxer. Yes. But neither were great. They weren't horrible. They were bringing it.
Yeah.
They were banging.
Banging. Athletic.
Yeah, athletic. Strong guys.
Yes.
They were just young and not well versed in their particular art, I would say.
Right.
Luckily, we can't find that video. Maybe they took it down or something. But there's no shortage of Wing Chun versus Muay Thai or kickboxers. And no shortage of Wing Chun versus all kinds of things.
Right.
Now, our assessment yesterday was simply that Wing Chun, as far as we're concerned, Wing Chun is a self-defense martial art. Could be a cultural martial art. And you also could interject it into sports as long as you train in that particular sport.
Yes.
So we cut it. They got a condensed version of yesterday's assessment. Now, we haven't seen particular Wing Chun versus Muay Thai yet.
Right. Well, this is new to us.
So this will be as new to us as it is to you. So let's check it out. Wing Chun versus Muay Thai, coming from Young Chun Dai Quan. Young Chun Dai Quan, I think that's how it's said. And, you know, whenever you see these one thing versus the other, usually the thing that's mentioned first is the winner.
Oh, I haven't noticed that. So let's see.
Yeah.
If this is the case.
Let's see.
Hardwood floor.
There is no volume to this. Here we go. You know, that was a very good takedown. It was just a simple Eugene leg sweep. Now, the thing is that isn't kind of fair, right? Because the Muay Thai is stand up. So. Muay Thai got it.
No, and they're letting the Wing Chun. Oh. They're letting the Wing Chun guy not wear gloves.
Right.
In this one.
Oh, you know, the Wing Chun guy probably walked into a Muay Thai class and did a challenge. There it is. Well, yeah, that was quick.
Broke the mirror.
Broke the mirror, bro. All right. Dare I stop this? You know what? Let's go to another one. That's what I say. Or can we go to another one? I think we can. Let's try. But before we do, we'll just talk quickly about that. Yeah, the Wing Chun guy was not a bit. Not, I don't know if the Wing Chun guy was any good or not.
No.
I don't think so. But the Muay Thai certainly wasn't very good. I mean, his footwork was not so good.
Yeah, he was more swinging. Yeah, swinging for the fences.
You seem more like a beginner, maybe.
Yeah,
against someone that I guess is a better fighter that utilizes maybe a little bit of Wing Chun.
Yeah.
The kind of that leg sweep, and then
that was the nicest part about the clip.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, that wasn't any fair. The Wing Chun guy did a takedown, and Muay Thai guys don't do that. Again, if you're going to interject Wing Chun into a martial art, you should train in that martial art, so you know how to interject into that martial art. That he didn't go to his back either,
right?
And he had an opportunity to, especially when he swept the leg. He could have just followed through by holding him up, because he wanted to fall, right? And so what you do is you hold them up while you turn them around.
Right. Well, yeah, that would have been
right.
Nice.
You go, no, don't fall. I got your back, buddy. So, all right. Well, that was something. Let's see what else we got. We got lots of Master Wong. If you want to see the stuff that we've done of Master Wong, you can check out the previous episodes, a couple episodes back. There's lots of Samuel Kwok as well. We did an episode on him as well, so you can check that out. We might need to change the title so they can find those other people's Wing Chun, right?
Yeah.
Do like a directory of other people's Wing Chun. They could just look up a particular Sifu.
Yep.
Yeah. Lethal Weapon. That's a TV show. Wing Chun versus MMA. More Master Wong. Master Wong just pollutes the Wing Chun search results. My goodness. Ip Chun. I think Ip Chun or Ip just recently.
Yes.
Do you know which one?
It was Ip Chun.
If it's Ip Chun, it's this guy right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe it was him. Mid-90s,
right? But Ip Ching looked much less healthier. I met both of those guys, of course.
Oh, yeah. So
those guys.
Yeah, Ip Man's sons.
Yes. Yeah, I met them in Foshan. Yeah, I believe 2001, 2002, something like that. Yeah, geez, everything is. And here's Ip Chun. Be interesting to someday take apart some Ip Chun stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't know if I have the story right with Ip Chun and Ip Ching, but I get the impression that they kind of dropped the ball. And Chris Chan, Grandmaster Chris Chan, our Grand Sifu,
yes,
he had sort of picked the ball up for them and handed it to them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I was there. A couple of my students were there when he literally handed over the banner to Ip Ching, or Ip Chun rather.
Wow.
Yeah, we were there. We're on stage. Then we stormed off stage. We challenged at the temple. Had to be thousands, 2,000 practitioners, Wing Chun practitioners from all over the world.
Chris Chan.
Yeah, Chris Chan, after he gave Ip Chun the banner that signified, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, he gave him the banner and then said, if you want to fight, you want to join, we'll be right down the road at the nearest Wing Chun school.
That must have been something to be a part of. Wow.
Especially since we didn't know that he was going to do that.
No.
Or at least I didn't know. From my knowledge, no one standing around me knew. We were all just like, oh, okay.
Wow.
And
people showed up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hundreds. We couldn't do it in the Quan. I don't know why we didn't do it in the Quan, but I could see why it was a good thing we didn't do it in the Quan, because we went outside the street of the Quan and people showed up like cockroaches, hundreds.
Wow, from all over the world.
In the middle of the night.
Wow.
And no, the people from at the temple, no, only one showed from that temple, and that was a student of Leung Ting. No, not Leung Ting.
William Shun?
No. Jeez. Man, my memory. Yikes. Don't get old, folks.
Besides Ip Man? Bruce Lee?
No, Bruce Lee didn't actually learn a lot from Ip Man. He learned from who Ip Man pretty much had. Oh, jeez. Getting all caught up in wires. God, this is going to drive me crazy. Well, we'll put it in the description.
Yeah.
My memories, it fails me greatly today. Maybe if I go through here. As Ip Man got older, he mostly took on a special clientele, with Chris Chan being one of them. Bruce Lee wasn't really one of them, so he got more lessons from the other guy. Oh, God, I hate not remembering. Alzheimer's must suck. You know? Yeah. Now I don't even know where I am.
Well,
what state am I?
Yeah, well,
when
Chris Chan called out, he handed over the banner, and then he invited everyone to
Thank you.
challenge.
Thank you for saving me from the deep waters.
And then we try to figure out who taught Bruce Lee besides Ip Man, because I always thought it was Ip Man. I know.
Yeah, he learned a little bit from
little
Ip Man, and I'm sure the movies will that way, I guess. But no, he predominantly learned from the other guy that's really well known for being the fighter of the Wing Chun, you know, Sifus back in the day.
Not Long something, Long.
No.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Go to the description.
Yeah, there's a Long and there's a Leong, right?
Duncan? No.
He trained with Ip Man. Okay. So as a Chinese name, there were no un-Chinese names.
Who's that Duncan Long guy?
I don't know. Okay. But if you had an American name, an English name rather, then we're quite sure that Ip Man didn't spend much time with him.
Right. Well, I figure he maybe changed his name like some Chinese do when they come
like
to
Chris
America,
Chan,
so
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got a point there. Man, I'm not seeing much good stuff. I don't want to play something that's really long. Again, any of the Ip Man clips that you see are always awesome, but that's kind of choreographed, right? So we're kind of trying to pick out stuff that's a little bit more meant to be realistic.
What about this one?
Which
vintage Wing video. A vintage,
one. Yeah. Well, the problem with vintage is, man, the levels are going to be pretty low, because one thing that did happen with Wing Chun is same thing that happened with Jiu Jitsu, is over the past 15, 20 years, there's been a lot of advancements,
right,
in those arts. I'd say overall, probably much more advancements from Jiu-Jitsu, at least from what we see from its high profile,
right,
the UFC and stuff.
Yes.
There could very well be other schools like ourselves that just aren't high profile. So, but yet they've really advanced the art.
What about that one there? I'm sorry.
Which one?
Wing Chun versus MMA. Oh, it's a long one too.
Yeah. Here's that's Master Wong too. We don't need to watch any Master Wong. We covered him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go back to Master Wong eventually, but man, we got to find some other people. And there really does seem to be somewhat of an overwhelming amount of stuff coming from particular people, particular folks. So yeah, what I was about to say is that if you're seeing a really long Wing Chun video, it's demonstrating. Come on.
True.
When you have to watch the video, it's more than a minute long. How's that?
Right.
Yeah. Again, self-defense.
It'd be more like sparring.
Yeah. And of course, now that Samuel Kwok, time has gone by, more people realize that Samuel Kwok and Carlos Gracie have worked together and are responsible for slipping a decent amount of Wing Chun into the MMA community, I'd say. I'm not like patting myself on the back here, but about 12 years ago, I started working with a really great MMA guy, jiu-jitsu guy, in Humboldt. So I like to think that I was ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Back then. Just not competing against MMA guys, but just wanting to work along with the MMA and jiu-jitsu guys. Of course, I had done jiu-jitsu much, prior to that.
Right.
But I hadn't really gotten involved in MMA up until, the 12 years ago. And I never really got in the cage and banged or anything like that, just because I don't like getting hit in the head.
No.
And if you're fighting somebody with longer arms and you can't do Wing Chun, and you're not showing abilities, and man, you're
gonna get hit.
Yeah, you're gonna get hit. And even if you are able to pull some Wing Chun or some jiu-jitsu off, you're probably still going to get hit, especially with jiu-jitsu. A lot of times, you hit the guy in your guard or something, and you're just going to get ground and pounded. He's going to land some before you can kind of nullify his punches.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
So I never, geez, how old was I was already an old guy by then. So I knew that
MMA standards.
And I knew I shouldn't really be fooling around with getting punched in the head any more than I already have. So, these Wing Chun versus whatever, if it's longer than a few minutes, man, geez, come on, here's one: Wing Chun kicks.
All right.
It's from only 5 years ago. Geez, you know what we could do? All right. Can we do it? Let's see. Sorry, folks. This is unscripted. How about the last hour?
Ooh.
Or today. Right. How about just today? We know last hour is going to be nothing but Wong. Wong is just he's a wild man on the internet. I don't think he sleeps. He just makes Wing Chun 24/7. Does anger help you fight better? Self-defense myths. Well, hey, without watching it, what do you think? Does anger help you fight better?
No, but in a situation, if you turn on that switch, I mean, not if you say in a fight, if you go into an MMA fight, let's say, and you're angry, no, that's not going to work against someone really good. But in an explosive self-defense scenario, sure.
Well, I think it depends on how you're defining anger.
Right.
I think anger probably is not a good thing. Aggression, compression,
right,
explosion. I think that if you're angry, you might want to kind of bring it down a little bit. Anger tenses the muscles. And so if your muscles are tense, you're going to be moving slower. You might be strong and real, right?
Yeah.
But in the middle of the fight is not the time to do Qigong work.
Right.
You should already have done your Qigong. And in other words, compression exercise is really making your tendons and body strong, right? Your organs strong. So I think tenses everything up, in order to prevent you from getting hurt, which is good. But the bad part of that is it can also slow you down, slow your thinking down, right?
I just seen a lot especially in the 90s where I grew up. There was a lot of steroid use, so there'd be a lot of what we call these big steroid roid rage type stuff, and it can be overwhelming to deal with.
All right, here's one: Wing Chun versus Wing Chun, 1 minute 29 seconds. Let's see what you got, guys. This is coming from Free Will. It was posted about 20 hours ago. 8 views. We're You number 9. Whoa. Whoa, I'm sorry. Let's turn some of that volume down. Whoa. There we go. I don't think we need to hear much either, do we? So these are obviously two young kids. Or old Chinese men, depending. Now, in an ideal world, well, I like the song. Okay, good. There we go, much better. Boy, they really cranked the volume on this. Anybody translate that? This, I wonder if this is Foshan. Yeah, this is very typical, I would say.
Yeah.
Right? Your classic typical Wing Chun concept, or your typical perspective of what Wing Chun is.
Yeah, throwing in some low kicks there.
Low kicks. Oh, okay, good. Oh my, oh my. What do you think of that, Johan?
Yeah. Oof. It's more like kind of fencing match, boxing. They were standing in the same kind of stance, same foot forward during the entire time. No switching, no real pivoting, more in and out fencing.
Yeah,
type with knee kicks and trying to kind of land maybe their straight punch.
Yeah,
and working the pox out, the taunts out, but then come in and try to, a lot of head. I saw some attacks to the body, but mostly it looked like head hunting. Yeah, they circled around a little bit, but they still maintained the same foot forward. Both guys. That's what I saw.
or if one tried to blatantly go to the back of the other, that would have been thwarted. But there was no successful going to the back. I think, again, like from yesterday's video that these guys didn't get to see, but was displayed here as well, which was they kept coming together and breaking apart, coming together and breaking apart. And so that is something that we talked about, and let's cover that again. When you're about to get into a fight, or let's not about to get into a fight, that's not the right way to say this. When you're being attacked, that's how you say it. When you're being attacked, there's an old saying. It's not the first shot that kills you. It's the second and the third. It's not the first knife stab that gets you. It's the second, third, and the fourth, right?
Right.
And same thing with the punches. It's not the first punch that usually gets you. Sometimes it does. And if it does, well, there's nothing to really worry about, is it? You're out.
Right.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but But the first punch typically isn't the one that does the damage. It's the second, third, fourth, the multitude of punches. Of course, Wing Chun, in a very basic Wing Chun, understands this because they use the concept of the chain punches, which is, getting what we were talking about yesterday. I'm glad that we were able, because this was the important part.
Get into the game plan.
Yeah, which is once you connect, you got to maintain contact. Unless maintaining contact isn't, if
you're not in control.
If you're not in control of that contact, then not having contact is the way to go.
Yeah.
So
break the bridge.
Yes, you have to chum Q. You have to, if you can control, then you're going to build the bridge and you're going to finish. And that's it.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not in control, you're going to break the bridge and try again until they decide they're going to stop. Or you make them stop. But like we were talking about, you take incremental steps forward, and if things aren't working out, then take those same incremental steps backwards.
Don't skip steps.
Right. Don't skip steps, and then try to move forward as soon as possible. Right. So what are the steps? The steps are
get
strong. Strong stance. Have a nice strong compression going. Training, of course, is vital to that.
Yes.
So that's not something you can just, wish upon yourself. You got to do the compression training. So if you've done the compression training, step one, you compress. I think we also said it this way. You take cover.
Right. Yeah.
And get strong, take cover, get control, and then attack, finish.
Right. Yeah.
At one, the time is right.
Yeah. So you want to control the contact.
Yeah. So, I don't know if it's because of the wrestling that I did in high school or junior high school, or maybe going and training with the Gracie Jiu Jitsu a year after I learned Wing Chun. I don't know if those things aided in my perspective of Wing Chun, but I just simply cannot see Wing Chun as anything other than being very akin to grappling.
Right. Because before you attack, I really position yourself.
The trapping.
Wing
Chun calls it trapping.
Yeah.
But the trapping is very akin to grappling and even Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specifically.
Right. Clinch.
Yeah. Yeah. The stand-up trapping will inevitably go to a clinch if you don't end it. Right. If I go, wow, and then you're done. Okay. But if we make contact, then that a clinch is coming, or you might have not been able to avoid someone clinching you. Right. So dealing with the clinch is huge. Right. Of course, maintaining your distance, not allowing yourself to get taken down, all that stuff, that's huge as well. But knowing what to do in the clinch is huge. That's where my 9 transitions come in handy.
Yes.
Right. If you don't know what you're doing in the clinch, and the attacker isn't going to strike you, then guess what? You're going down.
Yeah.
Right. From the clinch, there's probably going to be a takedown if there's not going to be, elbows and punches.
Right.
Because sometimes people don't want to do that. If it's a smart fighter, he's not going to punch you. You don't got gloves on. Right.
And if it's a takedown, and if it's a self-defense scenario, it's probably going to be outside, or chances are it's going to be on hard concrete.
So it's very important. That's where, again, my 9 transitions are just invaluable.
Yeah.
Because the assumption is, okay, we're clinched now. So if you know that there's probably going to be a clinch coming, then you already can set things up. And the thing that you need to set up is, if we go to the ground, who's going to land on the ground and who's going to land where.
Right.
And so as soon as the clinch happens, that's when you start formulating and positioning yourself. So if it goes down, you're going down on them and not them going down on you and landing on you. You know, it may start out that way, but you pivot, you use your pivoting, you use, you know, various techniques to make sure that you're in a very good position by the time you land on the ground.
Yeah.
All right.
Like the triangles.
Sure. Right. Having triangles, by the time you land, you're already in triangle world.
Yeah.
Or omoplata world, shoulder lock world, you know. And again, Wing Chun trapping is just fabulous for setting that up, because if you start trapping and the trap, instead of trapping them and striking them and finishing, instead you weren't able to control that, make that happen, and instead you get clinched. Well, instead of freaking out and having to think for a moment, you immediately go into the 9 transitions, depending on how you're. A lot of times the clinch, if they're going to take you down from the clinch, they're going to rather trying to muscle you down, or they'll change level and go down and then kind of
if they're more experienced.
Yeah. So you just have to understand.
You don't have much time, so these are exercises you have to drill a lot for them to work in a real, but like anything else. But
well, fortunately, it's 9 transitions and not 97 transitions. You know, like Gracie techniques. There's probably more, but from one of the videos they saw from the Gracies, they were toting 600 techniques.
Wow. Just little variations of the
and they're all very good techniques. I've learned many of them. Nice. And I like them, but boy, if I don't train in them, they're not there, they're not available. That's why we're talking about using and really having a game plan instead of having a bunch of techniques that you can choose from.
Right.
You got to kind of have a game plan that's responding to what's happening to you.
Well, all those techniques will be more suitable in like maybe high level jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Right. Sure. There's the up to blue belt level of is predominantly dealing with what happens when you go to the ground and self-defense. So that's why a jiu-jitsu blue belt is really good on the ground. They really, by the time you've gotten your blue belt, which is the first belt, you've gotten really good on the ground. I don't know about your stand-up,
right?
But you certainly have gotten good on the ground. Now, after your blue belt, you got to deal with all those ex-blue belts that are now purple belts and brown belts and black belts, right? But beyond that, you're mostly talking about grappling technique and sport technique. And you often see this where a sport practitioner of any martial art gets together with a self-defense practitioner, and it's a coin toss. Sometimes the self-defense guy wins because he's more grounded in the basic principles,
right,
than the sport guy who has a whole host of techniques. And then sometimes the sport guy schools the self-defense guy because he's really well versed in a bunch of techniques.
Right.
But you see it go back and forth all the time. Even Jiu-Jitsu. You'll see sometimes the more self-defense oriented grappler will win, and sometimes the more sport and wild sport technique. And it usually is this: somebody comes up with a sport technique, like a new skateboard trick,
right?
And so you're just not familiar with it, and you get caught. But then once that technique's out of the bag, then the next competition, usually the self-defense guy.
Right. It becomes like a chess game.
Yeah, it goes back and
which
forth.
Which is very cool.
And it does instruct. I think both sides get instructed. The sports guys constantly are reminded how valuable the basic principles are. And the person with the basic principles are reminded to respect those athletes that have really, that have really worked on various techniques or even invented certain techniques,
right.
And you have to appreciate that, just as they should appreciate the self-defense. Of course, you don't see that a lot, or often you do not see that. It's probably a better way to say that. So, matter of respect, basic respect. And of course, some people aren't really deserving of respect. They're not respectful. They're approaching martial arts more as a method of ego and whatnot. That's the fan has been making noise all this time. Oh God. Yeah. Could you turn it off? Sure. Here, I got your headphones there. Yeah, go around that way. Yeah. Thanks. They're all locked in here. Sorry about the fan noise, guys, but it's in the front. The button's on the front. There it is. Thank you. Oh God, I'm so sorry, guys. You had to deal with that this whole time. Well, this is only episode 17. We're still getting our vlog casting wings down.
Right.
Yes, that is an excuse. So,
talking about basic techniques,
maybe
sport techniques.
Yeah. Self-defense techniques, principles, basic principles. So, man, that fan just blew my pace, my groove. Dang it. So we promise that's not going to happen next episode. Right?
You're right.
You're going to back me.
It won't.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, it has been very hot. It's going up into the triple digits. And yeah, my goodness. Okay. Let's go back and see if there's anything. We got about 8 minutes. I think that's it. Let's close up here. Am I seeing anything? We'll do this. When we do this again, remind me to do today.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the most recent. Yeah.
Filter the search results for today. And then this way we'll have like the most recent.
Yeah. No, I like that idea.
Concept of Wing Chun. Yeah. Because I don't even, you know what? I don't want to critique videos from years ago.
Right.
I wouldn't, if I looked at my own videos from years ago, I'd have tons of negative critique,
you
know?
Yeah.
And so,
let's keep it fresh.
Yeah. Let's keep it fresh. So when we do tomorrow's, other people's Wing Chun, we will have the fan off.
Yes.
And we will make sure we're checking nothing but the most recent Wing Chun videos, which hopefully will give us people's most recent concept of Wing Chun. Because, I've been around for a long time on the internet, and other guys, other Sifus have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, things have things that maybe Master Wong or Samuel Kwok, although we have looked at recent videos from them. But yeah, you know, things evolve, and I know my own concept of Wing Chun has certainly advanced.
Yes.
I don't want to say evolved because that's kind of silly. The term evolved is very cliche.
Yeah.
And not in apropos. I know, you know, advanced.
But you always have the mindset, right, of learning and trying everything and in different ways, right?
Exactly. In fact, that's why we are and we're doing this segment called Other People's Wing Chun.
Exploring.
Because we will rather you know, kind of see a lot some fatal flaws. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for fatal flaws in their approach. Which and that's what we're doing for ourselves as well. We're always looking for any fatal flaw in our approach in Wing Chun, in life, you know. So, but if we're not seeing any fatal flaws, then we're probably receiving some good intelligence on Wing Chun.
Yeah,
you know. So we're willing to go either way with it. You know, depending on the video. You know, and like I've said before, you know, we love Wing Chun, and even though Wing Chun schools and camps differ and can differ greatly between one another, I still, you know, if you love Wing Chun, Kung Fu, you know, you have our respect on that level. You know, and so we don't mean any disrespect from any of our criticisms or our perspective, our views. We always want to approach, you know, criticizing. That's a good word. Criticizing with the utmost respect, understanding that you are our brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Our Wing Chun brothers or cousins.
Yeah.
Right.
Related for sure.
And so, you know, I feel it's really silly for, well, starting beefs with other martial arts is silly, let alone starting beefs with your fellow martial arts. And what I mean by beefs is just like, you know, mouth beefs,
waste of time and energy,
disrespectful, competitive, disrespectful nonsense.
Yeah.
Right. So, and if you would like us to check out your video, any video that you may have, or a video that you have in question, send it to us, let us, and we'll be more than happy to include that in the following episode.
Absolutely.
So, boy, I think we'll really be able to get to a lot that way. Because, you know, one of the things I'm also trying to do is dispel any misconceptions that people have about Wing Chun.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of misconceptions, specifically from Wing Chun practitioners.
Yes.
So we're really trying to dispel those. And heck, maybe we get it wrong somewhere.
Oh.
Well, let's hear about
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Well, definitely let us hear about it in the comments. And hopefully you can be respectful as well.
Yeah,
right?
No. Yeah.
None of us are perfect, but we all have love and passion for this thing called Wing Chun, which is just one of the most, it's not one of the most, it's the most amazing, spectacular methods of self-defense.
Yes.
Kung Fu in the world. Notice I didn't say the greatest martial art in the world. I don't like the term martial art. We're going to have to talk about that.
Yeah.
And we still didn't get to talk about safety and self-defense.
Right. We'll get to it.
We'll get
to all of it.
The hour goes so dang quick. It's just ridiculous. Especially when we're fumbling around. So let's see. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's give you a full view of our mugs here. There are. Ooh, how you doing? So thanks for joining us here at Wing Chun Talk. And man, that fan kills me. I'm gonna beat myself up over that one for at least 24 to 48 hours. I know it. Not gonna get sleep.
You hard on yourself. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So hey, if you want more information, you can go to my website. It's called SifuZ.com, appropriately enough. And I also got really cool merch. So even if you're not interested in the website, you will be interested in the merch. We've got the best shirts, fanny packs, right? Fanny packs,
all kinds of products. Right? Bag post holder, even. So,
I just want to say that I don't think people understand the significance of Wing Chun and fanny pack.
Right.
Well,
not having stuff in your pockets.
Well, yeah, there's that for sure. But, Wing Chun for some may be a little effeminate, let's say.
Okay. Yeah.
And, there are just certain things. Oh, gayer than others, maybe. It's a safe word, right? Maybe. I mean no offense. I have many gay friends. So
I've been using a fanny pack for years, off and on. Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you, but it's just, you know what it is. I noticed you like to call with the water, the mineral water, carbonized water. What do you call? You call it bubbles.
Yeah, I started doing that.
You call it
the
bubbles.
Perrier is so nice because it does have a lot of bubbles.
That's what we're drinking here too. No more coffee at night, guys.
No.
All right, we're going to stop that stuff. Yeah, and we're going to stick with the bubbles.
Yes.
Right. So I just want to let you know, Johan's not a Native American. He's from a fancy European country of some nature. So there's certain things that he might not pick up on, right? But without a doubt, there are certain words that are more gay than others, right? One of my favorite words I like to say all the time, you might hear me say it, and it's as gay as can be, is tippy toes.
Yeah.
Getting on your tippy toes. I mean, you could just say toes, but then you add that tippy toes.
What about fabulous?
Yeah, fabulous. That depending on how you accent the fabulous. Right?
It's all in the tone, right?
Bubbles has got to be as gay as can be, right? Fanny pack, that's gay. So anyway, if you would like to train in our gay martial art, or buy any of our gay merchandise, right? Look at that. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Nice breasts, though. Jeez. And learn fabulous words.
SifuZ.com.
SifuZ.com. If you want to train with us, you don't need any more information. You want to get down, you want to do it, then you can do that over at patreon.com/SifuZ. You can train with us for free.
Live sessions.
and you can pick up your training gradually for as little as $1 a month. And then,
or come back if you trained with Sifu Z before.
oh,
Come back, you
yeah.
guys out there,
Yeah, it's
all the
great.
Sifus.
It's great to see
Everybody.
you guys. Yeah.
I would love to see that. I trained with some wonderful people out in Hawaii when I started in 04. And
Yeah,
I'd love to see some old faces again.
It's
come
great
back
to see
now,
those,
especially
yeah.
during these times, and really come together.
I have been very fortunate to kind of students from early on when I first started teaching, still training, and not all of them, but it seems like almost all of them,
Yeah,
coming back or weaving, kind of checking in, and it's just great.
Like I did, we were separated for a while, but I never stopped doing Siu Nim Tao, and that's what kept it going. And here we are.
Siu Nim Tao is the single most important aspect of Wing Chun. Wing Chun should be called Siu Nim Tao.
Yeah.
Just throw out Wing Chun. It's a gal's name. Siu Nim Tao means little idea, small details. The devil is in the detail. Wing Chun.
Yeah.
Maybe you understand why I sort of like the significance of the imagery of the devil. Because it's a reminder.
Yeah.
It's a reminder. Just as angels and God are reminders of sorts for some. But the devil becomes a really big reminder for me, because I always think the devil's in the detail. And the details are man, you got to commit to the details. All right.
Yeah.
And
makes the difference.
Context and appropriation of the details. I think a lot of the troubles we're having in the world right now is lack of context. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody were offended by my saying gay.
Probably.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Screw you, man. I got a lot of gay friends, and I have no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on now. That's a silly. Same thing happens with Jews now. Jews and gay. It's like you're not allowed to say those unless you say them in utmost respectful terms.
Right.
Again, kind of weaponizing language. That's
dangerous.
That's kind of what's happening these days. Remember, folks, words, just words. Yeah, words have meaning, but they don't have action.
Action matters.
Yes. It's what a person does, not what they say.
Right.
I would much rather hear someone say a bunch of horrible stuff and get it off their chest than be suppressed from speaking their mind and then blowing up one day. Yeah. You think that's ever happened in recent times?
Yeah.
That's why I've been on this campaign of when you don't speak your thoughts, it's the end of education.
Yeah.
Right. Because we can't correct if we don't know what is being a thought. Right. Or we can't verify. We can't vet that which we don't communicate. So we got to get going, guys. We got class coming up real soon. Again, if you want to join us, you can join us over at patreon.com/Sifu Z. You can get more information over at sifuz.com. And more importantly, subscribe.
Yes.
Please subscribe. The button, it's just right there. Hit that notification button as well. And
we can get out there.
Yeah, get my hula girl dancing.
Get
Come
criticized.
On. Yeah. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for listening to Wing Chun Talk. We'll see you next time.
All right, guys.